You join us live here in the One Show studio where the band have just finished rehearsing for tonight's performance.
For the first time on the One Show, Damon Albarn joins us and performs a live track from his first ever solo album.
Now, don't call him Damien West Bromwich Albion.
Right.
He hates that.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Can't stand it. Welcome to the One Show with Alex Jones
and Chris Evans. Now, this month saw the 20th anniversary of Britpop being celebrated right across the BBC. And our guest tonight is a man who defined this era.
Yeah, we do. That was, of course, Part Life by Blur, and he is, of course, Damon Albarn. Good evening, Damon.
Nice to have you here. And we couldn't believe it, but it's 20 years since Part Life. It's a long, long time ago, isn't it?
I know.
And you've done lots of stuff since then, including your first ever solo album, which we will be talking about.
I actually sang that song again a couple of nights ago. I was back in Leytonstone. I played this really small gig in Leytonstone Library, and we went over for a drink before the show, and there were these two guys who go under the name of the Gents, and they were doing a proper, like, Cockney Knees Up evening, because it was St George's.
Oh, of course, yeah. St George's Day.
I went back after my gig. I went back there and I ended up doing a sort of knees up version of Part Life with them, which was really fun.
Well, feel free. There's a keyboard over there. There's not enough live music on TV. You know that,
The
David.
great thing about it was that they didn't have microphones, so it was just a piano and shouting. Which is really good for a pub at 11 o'clock at night.
OK, and that's within our budget as well, isn't it?
It is.
Microphone and shouting.
I think that's within everyone's budget.
You'd be surprised nowadays. Well, it was a golden age for music, and although it might not feel like it, 1994 is 20 years and a couple of kids ago for most of us.
So we want to see pictures of you from back then. The glory days of Britpop, from the gigs you went to, the get-up you wore, the hairstyles that you wish you hadn't had.
But, and there is a big but, you also have to send in a current picture of yourself so we can compare the two.
Yes, we will not take the first without the second. Send them in to the usual address and we'll have a look at some a little bit later.
What an intriguing sale. Now, Damon, as somebody who's commissioned Banksy to do some artwork for him, how do you do that? You know, most people, he's so elusive, he works at night, maybe work with a team, maybe three of him, we don't know. How do you get to commission him?
Well, I mean, I know...
Whoever he is.
Yeah.
Ah!
Well, how did you get to know him, though? Did you meet him at a party, or...?
I met him because when we did our first Gorillaz video for Tomorrow Comes Today, we filmed the bridge at the top of Goldbourne Road in West London, and it had one of his early pieces on there. We didn't know who he was, or no one knew who he was, and we put it in the video, and then through someone we knew, he contacted us saying he was a bit annoyed that we hadn't asked him, but we didn't know who he was.
So how can you...
So we met him, and we became great friends.
So it's definitely a him.
Yeah, we know. I think it's generally accepted that it's him.
I think it's fair to say he's male.
Were you excited? Were you excited about meeting him? Were you intrigued?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, when I met him, he was just a graffiti artist. There was a lot of graffiti in London.
Right, so
we hadn't kind of sort of identified it as being a great piece of work. It was just on the bridge. Right. It was, you know, it was arbitrary to us.
Well, tell us the other story very briefly, if you don't mind, about the fact you just found a Banksy the other day at the back
of
the studio.
when I first got to know him, and then I sort of subsequently commissioned him to do the last Blur record, Think Tank cover. Yeah, one of our conversations, one of our evenings, he brought round a piece of work, and I put it in the cupboards and completely forgot about it. And then we were cleaning up that part of the studio a few months ago, and we found this very nice, very early Banksy.
Good find.
Nice piece.
Which is now framed on the wall.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, lovely.
All right. Oh, thanks, Carrie. Lovely film.
Yeah, and well done, Jerry, by the way, because he's definitely going to be watching. Good evening, Jerry. And Eddie there from the Christians as well.
Yep.
No idea what I'm talking about. I think you were 4 then, weren't you? Or 5 years old.
I know
like
what you're talking about.
I know, thank you so much.
But we saw Jerry there having to ring his mum and singing down the phone so she could record it.
Yeah.
Did you employ
What
any
did she record it on?
The answer phone,
the
wasn't it?
no, the cassette recorder.
Yeah, an old cassette
Play and
recorder.
record. You know, the old red button and play button.
Did you do anything similar with your new album?
Well, I mean, it's a good idea when you get an idea. It's a good idea when you get an idea
Yeah.
to record it.
So what do you use then?
Mostly my iPad these days, and the great thing about an iPad is you can kind of just prop it up on a window and you can sing, and it will film what's going on outside the window while you're writing the tune, and you get really nice. It's great. I mean, that's
It's like a little moving diary, isn't it, of when
yeah,
you wrote the
exactly,
song?
exactly. I really like doing that.
Now, we've been trying to figure out what your new album's about, right? Because we were told Everyday Robots is about technology, but then there's a song about a pond on there, a song about some elephants on there.
Yeah, but...
And parakeets, which we'll get to in a moment or two.
Yes.
So,
well, it's not a song, that's a kind of...
It's a music, there's no...
bit of
you know, yeah.
interlude.
It's
an interlude.
ambient.
Parakeet interlude.
But, you know, for you in technology, you have a 14-year-old daughter.
14 and a half.
Okay, very important. Very useful. How's your album passed the 14 and a half-year-old daughter test?
Well, yeah, I mean, initially she said it's a bit slow, Dad. It's a bit boring. But I think she's warmed to it. I mean, she's always bless her, she's always listened to what I'm doing, and she learns all the lyrics. She's very good at learning stuff as kids with that age.
They've got enough time there, haven't they? They've got all the time.
They've still got
to
the brain capacity.
Yeah, they have got capacity.
But it is terrifying watching that generation grow up, because I mean, so much of their life is focused on this little rectangle that they carry around, almost like it's
the world itself.
the world itself.
Yeah.
Well, it's unclear from the album whether you're for or against technology.
Well, I think that's good, because I think, you know, if you're a songwriter, you shouldn't be judgmental.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you've got to have that ambiguity, because otherwise, when people listen to a song, they're not able to make their own mind up if it's too clearly one way or the other.
All right, OK, Everyday Robots. Let's have a look at the title track.
We are everyday robots on our phone.
You love a good visual, don't you?
That is my skull.
We thought it was from the tooth.
Reconstructed.
All right, OK.
Why now?
It's a computer program that they use when you know, in crime scenes as well. It's quite a morbid thing, actually.
All right, well, it's Friday, so let's
Yes,
pick it up a little, Joey. OK.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Forgiven.
All right. Well, as we mentioned earlier, the
Bird table in Esher, or near where Damon lives in West London. You're familiar with them, you've seen loads of them.
Yeah, every morning.
And he loves them. I
do.
quite like them
but,
too.
but the ones I've seen, I don't know, but I mean, they're maybe a bit larger than those ones.
These are young birds. They haven't got
Right.
their full rose ring around the neck, so they were only hatched this
So
year.
they do get bigger than that.
They
That's
take
the
about a
thing.
year to reach full adult.
I mean, the
plumage.
ones I've seen are like that sort of.
When they fly, they look big. They've got beautiful
Yeah.
long blue tail streamers. So these in a year's time will be
Right.
the size of the ones you're familiar with.
And what are they like as pets?
They're tricky as pets. A lot of people think, oh, I want a parrot. But, you know, these can live to 30 years old. Macaws, 70 years of age. It's a big responsibility because they're almost teenagers or before teenagers in arrested development, and they love company. If you work out outdoors all day long, if you're not home, they get really stressed and nervous. They pluck their feathers. So it's a big investment time, big investment money. They need lots of human interactions, and they can be really quite noisy as well.
Because if you get,
Be prepared for the noise.
If you take on a parrot as an adult, a baby parrot, and you're an adult, you've got to think about that outliving you and passing it on to somebody else. haven't you?
They'll easily outsee you, Chris. Possibly not me or Damon.
Well, back to the Britpop years in that case. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Take the parakeet out now if you don't
Yes.
mind.
What's your
They'll get
Take a hit.
scared.
Just because we've got some music coming on, not just because of just what you said.
Yeah.
Right, OK.
Now, earlier on, we asked for your pictures from the heyday of Britpop, the gigs, the get-up and the haircuts you wished you hadn't had. We've had a few in, haven't we?
Yeah, this is Stacey, aged 18 in 1994, and here is Stacey now.
Very good.
Still looking pretty happy, I've got to
She
say.
is, actually. This is Heather Young, aged 13, at an Oasis gig, in 1996 in Loch Lomond.
Yes.
And this is Heather today.
Thank you for that,
Aw,
Heather.
thanks, Heather.
OK, Jamie Bowman, look at him in Britpop here. Look at that, 1994. What a cool dude. But it doesn't get any cooler than having a kid. There he is today, Jamie Bowman.
He looks a bit like Jamie Callum
He does
back
look a bit
in the
like
day.
Jamie Cullum. Another famous Jamies.
He does.
Yeah, good. Right, David, go and get yourself ready for your song.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, by the way.
Off
David
you go.
Albarn, come on, it's been brilliant. And you got his name right the whole time? Still got a chance to get it wrong there.
I am going to kill you.
Okay, quick mention before we go to remind everyone that there's just over a week to go to enter the One Show Summer Art Competition for a chance to see your work hang on the walls of the Royal Academy in London, no less.
So, all of you budding amateur artists out there, we're after your best paintings or drawings. There are 2 categories, 18 and over, and for the very first time, 13 to 17-year-olds. So, full details of how to enter and all the T's and C's are on our website.
Now, though, playing us out with the song Hostiles from his debut solo album, Everyday Robots, which is out on Monday, it is...
Damon Albarn.
Yes,
And we'll see
it
you
is
on
Damon
Monday.
Albarn.
Have a great weekend. Bye.
When the service starts and the parish shuffle song and the mid-frequencies come to keep you awake, when your body aches from the unresolved dreams you keep, and the hours pass by, just left on repeat. It'll be a silent day I share with you, fighting off the hostiles with whom we collude. My hope is to find the key in this play of communication between you and me. When the LCDs are all the player ones you can be, put your foot down in the right-hand lane if you are with me, till the trains rerun and the rush hour has come and the mid-frequencies sung have sent you to sleep. It'll be a silent day I share with you, fighting off the hostiles with whom we collude, hoping to find the key in this play of communication between